Michael Murray from Bolton. He's 36 now, Murray, but he's been in with so many of the top names over the years. And Potter needs a tidy night's work tonight. Let's get the action underway then. Our commentary team at ringside, Ian Darkin, Glenn McCrory, and our Master of Ceremonies here. Fantastic crowd and a great night in prospect. It's Mike Goodall.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome viewers live and exclusive on Sky Sports to the Lee Valley Leisure Centre at Pickett's Lock in North London, where tonight Frank Warren, sponsored by Red Square, the champion drink that packs a punch, proudly presents professional boxing and championship boxing for the Lightweight Championship of Great Britain as tonight's main event. Our officials this evening are all appointed by the British Boxing Board of Control, the steward in charge, Mr. Ken Honeyball. We begin our coverage this evening with a heavyweight contest of 8 3-minute rounds. Fighting out of the red corner, coming from Manchester, weighing in at 16 stone, 12 pound, wearing the white trunks. He holds a 41-fight professional record, 16 wins, 9 wins by way of knockout with 25 losses. He's a former Central Area heavyweight champion and former challenger for the British heavyweight title. Please welcome from Manchester, Michael Murray. And across the ring, ladies and gentlemen, in the blue corner, wearing the black trunks trimmed with white, coming from Walthamstow. He weighed in at 16 stone, 8 3/4 pounds. He comes to the ring with a 17-fight professional record, 14 wins, 10 wins by way of knockout, with 3 losses. He comes to the ring tonight as the current Southern Area heavyweight champion. Please welcome Mark Potter. The timekeeper of this contest, Mr. Peter McCann from Harrow. The referee, one of Britain's star-class referees, Mr. Dave Paris from Edmonton in London.
You both know the rules, boys. Punch with enough part of the club. If one of you goes down, the other go to the furthest stretch of corner. Break when I tell you to. Defend yourself all the time. Shake hands, boys. Good luck to you both.
Dave Paris, who was among the judges for the Lennox Lewis sensation in South Africa recently. Of course, his scorecard wasn't needed. It might be here, though. Mark Potter coming back 6 months after that sensational fight when he was beaten by a one-armed Danny Williams. Although Potter seemed to be ahead on points at the time and did pretty well against Williams when he had both hands available to him. His opponent here, Michael Murray, the well-travelled Manchester fighter who's boxed 4 world champions in his career. Can be dangerous, but hasn't won in quite a while, truth to tell. See, Potter lost that fight against Danny Williams, Glenn, but I think it's raised his profile enormously.
Yes, I think it has. He was in a very good fight. And, you know, he walked under a punch. But he'll want to put a good performance on here. He's got a lot of fans that paid to see him, and he'll want to wipe out all those awful memories he had.
Yes, he keeps on, as he says, beating himself up about the fact that he should be British heavyweight champion now. Danny Williams would surely have been pulled out of the fight within a minute or so had he not knocked out Mark Potter. Potter from Walthamstow in North London, and with plenty of support here tonight, he really can become one of the major players in the British heavyweight picture. Certainly can't afford any kind of slip up here against Michael Murray. Looks like he's had a Don King haircut, doesn't he, Murray?
It looks like it's developing into one as this fight goes on.
Chopping right hand, almost a rabbit punch from Potter. That's a great right hand. That hurt Murray, who's in trouble now. Beautifully picked punch by Potter, who could be a bit underrated, you know. Even though he's got 3 defeats on his 17-fight ledger, he might be a handful for anyone. I think Danny Williams said after fighting Potter, I didn't realise how hard he hit.
Yes, I think he's strong, he's sharp, he's got a pretty respectable punch, and I think, you know, he gets value for money. He's exciting.
He's got Murray in trouble again there. Murray, who's lost his last 9 contests, it has to be said. Although he's had his moments in his career, and if he starts to fancy it, then things could change. He has beaten Marcus Bott, who went on to become a cruiserweight world champion, beat Derek Williams, Commonwealth champion, and Julius Francis, who's due to fight Danny Williams again for the British heavyweight title sometime soon. Sure, Potter can get another title shot himself. He's won that first round. Welcome back to Pickett's Lock in North London, where they're talking of building this huge athletic stadium for the World Championships.
Well, it was a good right hand from Potter there, nice and sharp. That got Murray in a bit of trouble. Not a great deal for Murray throughout the whole round, pretty much in survival mode there. And really, Murray needs to start doing something.
Second round coming up. It's due to go 8. Whether Murray can last that long after what we saw in the first 3 minutes is pretty much open to question. It is a rehabilitation exercise, this really, for Potter, or so you'd believe anyway, but anything can happen with these big fellows, as has been proved very, very forcibly very recently. Dave Parris nearly had to take one then.
Murray having the time there to stop and apologise for bumping into him.
Murray looking for the right hand himself. Popular character from Manchester, and he is a character as well. He's actually a grandfather, you know.
Yes, I know. He is a very likable character. But he needs to start doing a bit more in this profession if he's going to be in it for much longer.
Watch the
bad run.
Rabbit punching warning, I think, there for Potter. He's done that a few times. Looking for those chopping rights, Murray. He can be a danger man on his night, which is why I suspect he was ruled out of the equation to fight Audley Harrison on his debut.
With that hair, I don't know if he's looking like Don King or an old Tony Tubbs or Mike Dokes, or which one in the heavyweights.
Yeah, certainly modelled on that 80s heavyweight style. Isn't it? Yeah. Potter not so snappy in this second round. A lot of mauling going on by Michael Murray. Looking for those chopping rights all the time, and Potter has been shaken up a few times in his career, notably on his debut by Joe Bugner Jr. when he was all over the place at the end, but won anyway. Lost to Antoine Palatis in France as well, when a headbutt left him dazed, he said, for the rest of the contest. And then there was the defeat by Danny Williams. Everything else wins.
But he's not getting the punches off. I think he'd like here. It's a bit spoiling Murray, lacking ambition and not really performing well.
Yeah, he's gone flat in this second round here, Potter. A lot of holding on by Murray, but he's getting away with it. And he's scored with a couple of those right hands too.
Just checking my midday 2. Check. Last weekend of the Football League season. And our live action on Sunday, Stockport County against Crystal Palace, as Palace fight for their lives. We'll also bring you all the incidents and drama from the rest of the Nationwide League programme, exclusively live coverage starting midday, Sky Sports 2. Lots to come tonight as well. Back to Glenn and Ian.
Thank you very much. Should be a very good fight for the British lightweight title. That's coming up as our top of the bill tonight. Mark Potter in the ring. He's fought for the British heavyweight crown already, losing to Danny Williams in the black trunks here, and Michael Murray, the 36-year-old from Manchester, who has to convince us here that he's going to do more than just go through the motions.
Yes, that's all he's doing at the minute, but still Potter can't get the grips with that. He needs to look good in this fight, Potter. He's got a good support here, and he needs to make an impression, but as yet, he looks like he's lost any idea.
Well, he may just see this as a mark time fight, Potter, but I think it's important for him, as you said, Glenn, to build on the good impression he made in that Danny Williams contest.
Yes, it is. He was entertaining in that fight. He needs to be here, and he's just struggling with the style of Murray, and Murray not really trying to fight that hard.
See, the danger, if they're not careful, is that it degenerates into a kind of gym session between the two of them. You don't want that, and Potter can't afford that sort of contest, really.
No, he can't. But Murray looks in that frame of mind. Occasionally throwing a dangerous looking right hand. Murray, Potter just has to watch for that punch.
Holding on for dear life. Dave Paris could get onto the scene quickly. We hope he will anyway. But right uppercut on the inside from Murray. Have to watch him with that right, don't you?
Yes, you do. I mean, at times he could cause an upset, and it's just if he starts to go for it a bit, Murray.
Getting a real finger wagging. And Dave Paris there was warning him he'd take a point away or throw him out if he carried on in similar vein. There's a lot of holding, isn't there?
Yes, there's a lot of holding, not really trying as of yet, Murray. He needs to get a bit of ambition and then start to throw some punches.
Potter's actually got 6 first-round victories on his ledger, the fastest in only 14 seconds.
But Potter really needs to get his hands free. He's got to start being busy with those hands. He's allowing Murray to hold on, and he just needs to take a step back and let the punches go.
More mauls than you see at Twickenham so far here. Now Murray at least is trying to throw that right hand, and Potter, having started very fast and well, seems to just run out of ideas for the moment. Let's see what happens here now. End of the round. Top of the bill tonight, Bobby Vanzi defends his British lightweight title against puncher Steve Murray, and in Vanzi's dressing room now with the fighter is Ed Robinson.
Bobby, you've never come down to London again after you boxed Stephen Smith, but here you are back in the Lions Den.
Well, like my trainer says, never say never. You know, I'm a champion, so I feel that a champion should travel wherever to defend his crown. That's what I'm doing tonight. This is just another chapter in the strange but colourful career of Bobby Vanzi, you know.
You're boxing another unbeaten, hungry young challenger. Can he pose real problems for you tonight?
Almost definitely, yeah. I mean, any guy with 2 hands can pose problems with you when you're in there. Just ask anybody. Ask Lennox Lewis, you know. So I'm not taking him lightly, you know, but I feel I'll be all around too gifted for him, you know, with boxing skills and a punch as well, which is underrated.
Thank you. Good luck tonight.
Bobby Vanzi, who claims he's misunderstood. He's not won too many popularity contests, but he's won plenty of boxing contests. A lot of championship fights. He'll be the more battle-hardened of the two, but is this Murray's night in front of what is virtually a home crowd? Stay with us. 4th round of this one. Mark Potter in the black trunks, the 26-year-old from Walthamstow. And Murray are just starting to get more serious here and getting in with some decent shots. He's suddenly looking as if he thinks he might cause an upset again. He's got fast hands, you know, too, Murray, and he's really going for it here with Potter. Can he sustain it? That's another question.
Well, he had to do something to liven this contest up, and this is a lot better from Murray.
It's a great start to the round from him. Rolling back the years a little. Doesn't fight as often as he used to. Kind of became the ultimate journeyman. He's actually fought John Ruiz, the Puerto Rican American who holds the WBA's heavyweight championship, the guy who beat Holyfield. Got stopped by him in 4 rounds. Potter's finding it hard to impress, isn't he?
He is. He's not using his jab. He's getting too close in, and then it's all becoming a bit of a maul. You know, he needs the jab to get the distance and just to keep Murray from getting in close.
Again, he's holding on for dear life, Murray. Might have to be careful because Dave Paris, his patience just might snap. Having said that, Murray's the one who came out firing shots in this round.
Yes, he did. He was the busy and looked good for the first 30 seconds. But then it's back to the same. And this is where Potter should be able to get free himself, should be able to take a step back. You know, he's leaning into Murray as well.
Got quite fast hands, Michael Murray, as well. I remember him upsetting Frank Maloney's prospect, Kevin McBride, 3 years ago. And that, by the way, was his last win. Last 20 seconds or so of the 4th round. It's due to go 8 this.
Well, it's all gone pretty quiet since Murray's very good start to this one.
Now, he's a little bit unsteady on his feet for a moment there, Murray. Potter trying to claw his way back into the round. Again, that rabbit punch from him, and an uppercut right on the bell. Good shot. At the start of that last round, we saw a blitz from Michael Murray. I think it took Potter a bit by surprise. It certainly took us by surprise.
Well, he did nothing in the contest till this point, but that was good from Murray. Started to get some shots going, and maybe just made Potter think. That's right on the bell. Big full-blooded right uppercut.
Great look on Murray's face at the end there. Kind of disdainful, wasn't it? Murray in the white trunks, remember. Here's Glenn's scorecard coming up for you.
Yes, part of the first 3, and then just Murray, that last one from his better work at the beginning of the round.
I don't think there's an awful lot in it, really. Looks a bit undermotivated to me here, Mark Potter. After that Danny Williams fight, he failed a drugs test, but he's since been cleared by the Board of Control.
Well, there's every reason for him to be motivated, so a bit surprising he's not getting the punches off like he should be, Potter.
He certainly put himself into the mix, though, at the moment among the heavyweights. You've got people like Keith Long and Wayne Llewellyn waiting around as well, and Danny Williams, who we hear could be fighting Ray Mercer somewhere down the line, which would be interesting, even though Mercer's 40 now. He's the guy who gave Lennox Lewis plenty of problems a few years back. It would be a good fight to see. Again, every time Potter closes in, Murray grabs hold. And it's another bout of negativity.
Yes, he had a little burst a while ago, Murray, and then nothing more. But, you know, Potter's not doing a great deal either.
Decent little left hook from him in there. And again, got through with that. I think the problem for Michael Murray is at this advanced stage, he can't fight 3 minutes a round.
No, he can't. He's not in that sort of condition.
That's a great right uppercut, though. That jolted home into the head of Potter, who took the shot well.
Just shows at times Murray still can remember the moves.
Good left hook, hurt by that Murray. Wanted to hold on. Potter shoves him across the ring, tries to find room, but he just doesn't seem to find any leverage for his punches. He just can't find the room. He's getting crowded all the time. Murray's grabbing on. It's all frustrating stuff. Potter's left hooks have been quite effective.
Still the clean punches are not landing from either man.
Welcome back to Pickett's Lock. This is the fight before the main event tonight for the British lightweight crown, which has been eagerly awaited in the trade. But I think Potter's just about ahead in this fight, though Murray is spitting out moments of defiance here, isn't he?
Yes, he is. You know, he's hitting Potter with shots that he shouldn't really get caught with, but that was the one that would hit anybody. Beautiful right uppercut.
6th round. Murray twice with the right hand. Murray's a better fighter than the bare statistics of his record. 16 wins and 41 fights indicates. He's often come in at late notice and played the role of the opponent, but he does have a level of ability, doesn't he?
Oh, he does have ability. You know, he wouldn't have beat the fighters he has or managed to go in with the fighters he has if he didn't. But it's just his ambition has gone now.
Potter's getting hit a lot by those right hands, isn't he?
He is, too many times, really. When you think of it, Ian, there's not many granddads could even compete at this level.
It's pretty astonishing. He's a father of 4 as well. This is his trade. This is what he does. And he's sticking with it here, buying time like the cagey old pro he is, to eat up a few seconds each round. Potter can't find room for his shots. He's not really finding that smart a fight here. Bit of ring rust?
Well, I think there's bound to be a bit of that. I think also, you know, the fact that sometimes very negative Murray is just bringing Potter down to that level as well. Maybe it just tells you a little bit about our heavyweights at this moment in time.
It's a funny old division just at the moment. I wonder if we're ever going to see Herbie Hyde again. There's a thought. That stunned you to silence,
yeah,
didn't it?
Certainly did.
He's been away a long time. Still the close quarter mauling. Are they really working on the inside? That's what Dave Paris, the referee, has to consider before diving in. Low blow by Murray there. Low blow, and Potter doubled up. That won't be counted as a knockdown. He'll be given plenty of time to recover. How low was it? I think you know how painful it was. Let's see how low it was. Oh, goodness me.
Yeah, that was low. And, you know, he really felt the effect from that.
A sensitive issue for Mark Potter. They keep telling us that the protective equipment these days is of a much higher caliber. It needs to be, doesn't it?
Yes, it does, but I mean, it doesn't. You can still get pretty badly hurt though.
Potter is, well as can be expected as he continues. 6th round of this.
But still can't untangle the negative style of Michael Murray.
There goes the bell to end the round. Well, we've heard from British lightweight champion Bobby Vanzi. Let's hear from tonight's challenger, Steve Murray, who's with Ed.
Steve, you've got a great chance to become British champion tonight, and in front of your home fans as well.
Yes, I will become British champion. I'm feeling fine. I've trained and prepared well for this fight, mentally right as well as physically. It's going to be a great fight.
But Bobby Vanzi's got that awkward southpaw style. He throws such unorthodox punches. How will you cope with that?
Oh, I've had good sparring. I've had 3 different southpaw spars, and you know it's going to be great. I'm prepared to come whatever's got to throw at me.
No secrets to your tactics. Non-stop pressure, presumably.
Careful pressure. It's going to be a very careful, educated pressure with him. I've just got to look good as well as just beating him, and you know it's going to be a good fight.
Thank you. Good luck tonight.
He's got a lot of early knockout wins, Steve Murray. And Vanzi has been on the floor a few times, often got up to win, though, it has to be said. 7th round of this, well, only due to go 8. Not quite the thriller in Manila, is it?
It's not. Nowhere near, is it? Not even the thriller in Edmonton.
Murray, though, is within the confines of his abilities at this late stage of his career, has put up a pretty good effort. And Potter has found it hard to shine. It's been one of his least impressive performances, I'd say.
Yes, very poor. He really hasn't been able to handle the style of Michael Murray. You would have thought he would have dealt with Murray a lot better than he has, and Murray still managing to hit him with good shots.
Again, a really good volley of shots from Murray. Couldn't accuse him really of coming in with a lack of ambition, in all honesty, could you?
Well, in little parts of the fight he's shown a bit of ambition. For the most part it hasn't been that. But Potter, maybe that fight with Danny Williams took an awful lot more out of them than we might have thought.
There was only 6 rounds of it.
I think mentally it's affected him more than anything.
Has to work his way back into getting another championship chance. Again, crowding his work, Potter. It's happening every time he closes in. Maybe more use to the jab. What do you think, Glenn?
Well, he's hardly used the jab at all. That might have been the key, if he could have started landing the jab, get his other punches on. But he's looked as if he wants to try and score a big knockout straight away, and he just hasn't been close enough or got the room to get the punches on.
Potter fought well in the first round. I thought he was going to knock out Murray, but since then, to be honest, he's struggled a bit. There have been a few rabbit punches like that one as well, a little nod from him.
Murray find him quite easy to hit at times when he lets the shots go.
Murray's certainly using his experience. He's buying time, buying rest periods by holding on and then fighting in spurts. Good right hand again, though, from Murray in there.
Murray's done all right in this round, and with a few decent punches.
I gave him the round.
Yep, I agree with you. He did the better work, spoiling work from Potter.
There we are. Punches landed. Potter 94 to Murray's 45. We reckon so far. That's a bigger difference than I would have reckoned, but.
Yes, I would have agreed. I didn't think that big a difference. Murray landed a good volley in that round early on, and Potter never got through with that much of note.
Dean Powell with Denny Mancini in the corner. Denny, the well-travelled cutsman and generally full of pretty good advice. Dean, one of our top young trainers these days. Bob Shannon working the other corner with Michael Murray. Last round of this one. I wonder how Dave Paris has got this. Some of the rounds have been quite hard to score. Murray's got increasingly interested. Another jolting shot from him there. He's got the faster hands, and some of his work's been quite eye-catching.
Yes, at times he's let some good punches go, but the overall work has been from Potter. He's the one that's tried to make the fight a bit more.
Yeah, I'm sure Dave Paris will have borne that in mind, the amount of holding that Murray has done. It has been Potter trying to make the contest, but he's forgotten the jab tonight. Left it back in the dressing room.
Yeah, such an important punch. You know, get your time, get your distance. A bit better there from Potter with a left hook.
Yeah, made Murray give ground with that. Murray pushes his man away quite brusquely.
Well, Murray, the old gentleman that he is, might just start to pick it up just to finish this round.
I think it's a night that Mark Potter will just be glad to get behind him. Hope he gets his hand raised at the end. Bearing in mind that Murray's won one of his last 17 and, just to repeat, has lost his last 9. Some very, very heavy weather indeed, this, from Mark Potter. I'm afraid it's the sort of performance in a harsh world of professional boxing that can damage a guy's stock. Maybe it shouldn't do too much, really. Maybe you're allowed an off night in between major opportunities. Are you?
Well, I don't think, you know, he's had that spectacular career to have that many poor performances, Potter. You know, this is not a particularly good one.
It's been a real mess. Far too much spoiling and mauling. Potter wins it on points, but without looking remotely good. Not tonight, anyway. There might be other nights for him. It was a good effort, really, from Michael Murray, bearing in mind that he's 36 now and is on a long losing run. He did really what he had to do in the contest. It was up to Potter to do something about that, and he wasn't really able to do it. But at least it's a W in Potter's career column.
Yes, Murray got through it without ever being in any real sort of trouble. Potter will want to put that one behind him. Did not impress.